So you joined me here today, and I'm about to fix a guitar. It was my dad's old guitar, and it's been lying unused in an attic for at least 30 years. Yeah, about 30 years. So it's all rusted away, and it's not looking good. So I'll see if I can do a good job of it. Well, I do. This is me from the future. I've recorded this after finishing it, but so yeah, that's what you're about to watch. Let's hope you like it. Here you can see we have the guitar laid down. You can see just how much grime is on it, on the pickups, on the pickguard, just everything. That's very dry looking fretboard too. You can see a lot of the screws are missing. There's rust all over all the components. Dust, dead skin, everything. Everything's just all over it. Yeah, you can see that really dry, dirty neck. Out there. See how dusty the headstock is. Those tuners would probably need replacing. See at the back it's got the tremolo system. It actually goes through the whole body. The 3 springs, quite an odd tremolo system too. If you go to the top of the back of the headstock, you can see just generic cheap tuners. You can see I've got it here and I've taken a few of the exterior parts off. You can still see horribly grimy. And there's that weird brown stuff on the pickguard. It's like a small mold. It's just, I don't know how I'm going to end up getting that off. You can see the back plate there, just horrible. Oh, dropped a screw. You can just see how horribly grimy it is. You can see dust, cheap tuners. They're going to need tightening somehow. You see, I've got a load of thing. You can see down the fretboard still quite dry. See the back, you can actually see the back of the pickup there. Goes straight through the body. 3 springs, fairly weak springs. I might have to replace them. But yeah, you can see there's a few scratches there. I assume metal pick or something was used on it. That load of the screws are missing, like I said earlier. That's really it. You join me back here again. You can see I've had a go at the brown stuff with white spirits and some scars, but it's just not coming off. It's still all over it. I've cleaned up the pickups. I've taken this off, and you can just see, oh, it's covered in grime. I've cleaned the pickups off lightly, so all the dirt's off, but they're still quite rusty, so they'll need a good job again. The fretboard needs good condition. You go up here, you see one of the string trees is missing on the headstock. I'll need to find a replacement for that. If I can, if I can get this there. There you are. You can see they'll need a good greasing. Some of them are too loose. Some of them are much too stiff. Just not good in general. If you move to the back, you can see I left one of those off, but you can see the pickup peeking through there. It's cheap, generic stuff. You can see the wood, plywood. It's quite heavy, good heavy this stuff though. It's not cheap. But yeah, I can't get that stuff off. I'll have to figure out a way. That's it. You join me back here again, and I've had another go at it, and I've used some light sandpaper, and I've gotten all that horrible brownie stuff off, except for near the pickups, but I'll need to take the pickguard off to get at that. You can see, I'm sorry for the bad light in the winter nights. They get very dark very quickly. You can see there, it's lost a bit of its glossy sheen, but it'll be fine. It'll be fine. I've conditioned the fretboard. It's much better now. It's no longer as dry as it was. Had a good go at it, looking lovely. I found an almost exact replacement for the string tree, which is brilliant. I cleaned off the headstock, fairly standard stuff. If you look down here, lovely clean neck. If you use it, I have most of the parts off that I could get off, soaking in vinegar to get all the rust off of them, because you don't want the rust on your parts, obviously. So that's mostly everything. I've taken the plastics off there, and you can see how much dirt was under them, but you see how lovely they've aged. You see they've almost turned orange. They're really nicely aged. Same thing with the pickup covers. But if you compare them to the pickguard there, which is actually no, better off compared to the back plate, because that hasn't seen much sun. 1 second. There. You can just see there how much difference there is between them, even between the back plate and the pickguard. You can see the back there. You can just see how much dirt was under them. Ugh, it's really bad. Those pots will need a good clean with deoxidant. You can see there's still a load of this stuff off.
But I can get that off. I was waiting to get the hardware to get all that stuff close to the plastics off. I didn't want to damage it. And if you have a look at the headstock, if I could just get it to focus, no, I'll just grab it. There we are. 1 second. There we are. So if you have a look at it there, I've got the string tree there. You see just lovely, clean, and lacquered. The lemon oil. See, it looks great in the light. See how much it looks better. But yeah, looking great.
So you join me once more, and I've taken everything apart. I had to drill out some of the screws. Oh, jeez, it's not focusing there. Some of the screws because they were too rusted, and stripped the whole thing. But so I took this off. I had to sandpaper all that gunk that was on the pickguard, the mold stuff. I don't know what it was. Put contact cleaner in the switches, cleaned off the stuff there. And might I say how much aging this were? I thought they were about an orange, but no. Look how the plastic's aged. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. I've cleaned up the headstock. I've put WD-40 on the tuners and I've tightened everything up a bit. Like you've seen, I've done the fretboard. I've put this fella back on and I put that jack back on after cleaning all the screw heads. And yeah, that's it for now. Join me back here again. It's mostly done now. I just have to restring it. So I did all the pots with some contact cleaner. Same thing with the switch. 3-way switch. It's a bit odd because this I think is 80s. So it's a bit odd for that late. Because Fender, actually no, Fender switched in the 80s. So I mean it might be a few years after Fender switched to the 5-way, but it wouldn't be too long. Jack plate I stuck in. I haven't adjusted the pickups of the intonation because I haven't got the strings on. Lovely clean fretboard. I replaced the old plastic ones of these because they were all falling out and were cracked and all that, and they were worn away, with some lovely metal ones I got off an old set of Clouson tuners. I used the screws from that set to replace the ones because they were a pretty good match for the ones that were in the pickguard that rusted away. So yeah, I think that's mostly done. I'll restring it now. I'll do a full setup with the pickup heights and the intonation, and I'll give you a little sound test. Hello, I'm back again. I'd like to thank you very much for having a look at this. It's just a short one. I think I'll do the sound test in another one. But it's lovely now. It's gone back to its original owner, working perfectly. There are a few dead frets, but I'm not going to refret it just because it can't do a few notes. And they're mostly up in the high registers where you wouldn't be using them anyway. But yeah, I'd like to say thanks. The next one should be up soon because it's only a short one. Just the sound demo. That was a good one. Thanks for looking at it. I used a camera in some of the bits for this one, a proper one, rather than just a phone. So if you can notice it, tell me. If you can't, sure, no big deal. Anyway, thanks for looking at it.